Hi everyone, in this video I want to share with you how I made pear juice from fresh pears. The pears were from our tree. It's a little tree but it had a lot of fruits on it. The pears were very tiny, so it wasn't much to do but like munch on them or make it into something. So I chose to make juice out of them. If you want to see how I do it, please keep watching. The kids and I picked these about a week or so ago from our tree. They are quite small, obviously, as you can see. However, squirrels and birds and who know what else have eaten like half of the tree already. So the boys and I went ahead and harvested these, so that way we can have a little bit at least to do something with them. This basket was almost full, but the kids been munching on it throughout the week. I'm going to sort through these because some of them have turned bad actually. Some of them have started to rotten. So I'm gonna go through this and then wash them and cook this down into juice and make jelly with them. I'm still keeping some nice ones out because I know the kids are still enjoying eating them. But the ones that are a little bit dark, the yellow ones are more ripe, so they won't last as long as the ones that has some green on it. The ones with the brown spots, which is rotten spots, definitely going to be for jelly. The good part will be cooked down into juice for making jelly. But I'm setting this aside because I have to cut through this first before I can put in with the other ones. This bowl is for the kid to munch on. I'm sure this will be gone in a couple of days. Thankfully, only a handful bad ones in that corner over there. We did throw away some to the chickens earlier yesterday and today, but it's not that many. This bowl and whatever in the basket, they are for cooking into juice for making jelly. So I'm going to wash this. The pears are washed. So now I'm going to cut off the stems. So I'm going to quarter them or just cut them in halves. If they're really small, then I will just cut them in halves. Anyway, to make juice from fresh fruits for jelly, for every heaping quart, you add 1 cup of water. So this is a 2-quart measuring cup. So I'm going to fill this up completely, and then each of these measuring cup will get 2 cups of water. So we'll see how much I have for the end. Cut them in halves or quarters and remove the stem. That's it. So total 10 quarts. So that means I will add 10 cups of water to this pot. So I'm going to use the same measuring cup. It looks really full, but it will cook down, so don't worry about being overflow. Total 10 cups of water. Since this pot is full and I can't stir it, so I'm not going to turn this on high. So this is going to be on like low medium heat until the fruit is cooked down some, until I have some room to stir. So this pot is going to be cooking for a while. I'm cooking this fruit until it is soft. Bring this to a simmer with the lid on. So this has been cooking for an hour. As you can hear, it is boiling a little bit. So that's what we want. And the fruit has shrunk down just a teeny bit. So now I'm gonna give it a stir to mix it up. Oh, look at all the juice. I love this spoon. It's nice and long. My husband got it for me for Christmas. I can put the link to it in the description box, so that way if you're interested, you can check it out. It is not sponsored or nothing. It's just because I love it so much. It works well for canning. It's very long. I still have plenty of room. I don't know if you can see, but look at all the juice. Look at that. That is a lot of juice. I mean, it won't be as much like this. It won't be 3/4 of a pot because obviously once you drain all this out. And I think I'm gonna let this cook a little bit longer. The pears are soft, but I think it can be a little softer to extract more juice from the fruits. Earlier, we could barely tell if there was any water in there, and now look at that. Tons of liquid. All right. It got a good stir. Now put the lid back on and let this simmer probably another 30 minutes. So instead of letting this cook longer with the stove on, I turn the stove off and let the heat inside the pot continue cooking the pears. Now I'm going to chuck it. So in a way, also letting it cool down as well, because it's going to be really hot. Over here, I have a colander inside a pot, and this is a cheesecloth. I'm just using a smaller pot and ladle it over just because the normal ladle is too small. I feel like it would take a lot longer. I got another pot and another colander and another cheesecloth, obviously, because the other one is still dripping. And then I probably have to hang it up to finish extracting the juice as well. There they are. Now I need to find spots to hang them up. There's the first one. It is dripping. Here is the second one. Just some twines hanging them up. There it is. I'm hanging the cheesecloth thing up. Make sure it's lifted up of the colander. So that way the juice can naturally just drip down into the colander or into the pot. I could remove the colander, but I just want to leave it there in case if the twine decide to break somehow, and that way it's not gonna fall into the juice and splatter everywhere. So this way it will catch this heavy thing and not cause a huge mess. So I'm going to let them finish extracting juice out. This is what left after all the juice is extracted. Doesn't look appetizing, but now I'm going to take this to the chickens and they definitely will enjoy it. It is the next day. I put this juice away after about 3 hours after hanging them, and then put them in the fridge because obviously I did not want to let the juice sit through the night on the counter, because then bacteria can grow and then spoil the juice. If you don't use the juice right away on the same day, then put in the fridge until you're ready to use it. Or you can freeze this for later use, or you can even can these as well. I estimated about, I think it was about like 8 pounds, 8-9 pounds of pears that I used to make these. Maybe a little less, but something around that number. How to make juice from fresh fruits is really simple and easy. I hope you enjoy watching this. If you want to see how I use this juice, turn them into jelly, check out for the video above here. Alright, until the next time, you have a good day.